Okay, Google, who made the Pope retire? Now, click images. That's my driver's license. You know why? That's because I made the Pope retire.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have another cigarette with you, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good looking there. Did you get out of the hospital?
Route 19 to base 5.
But your Google fucking broken? Who made the Pope retire?
Route 19 to base 5.
Why don't you ask Bing who made the Pope retire? Yeah, who made the Pope retire? It's always me. That's because I made the Pope retire. You got like a billion Catholics that all of a sudden forgot that they knew since they were a young child that the Pope does not resign, no matter what, biblically, specifically, except for the return of Jesus Christ. Exactly. No matter what, even on this rock and Satan and tsunami and everything, that he will not quit, especially if Satan tells him to quit, with a 44 Magnum quote on Twitter 44 days before his first tweet, hashtag fastball. If Satan does that, then the Pope won't resign, specifically the day Satan makes his television debut, exactly 4 months to the door, and before formal resignation of first Pope in 600 years. That's before Columbus discovered the New World. Before there was a horse or a pig on this continent, or the one underneath it, or a church built by somebody other than natives. And it would be called Kirk anyway if it was from Christ, or else his name would be Tourist. Tourist hurts. Tourist church. Yeah, I shook down that city named after me on my birthday in 2010. Third day of the 9 in 2010 for 10. It was September 4th, 2010 in New Zealand. Because it's the next day in Christchurch, where the city was destroyed without killing anyone. Billions of dollars in damages reported. And they said do it again then. So the win was 2/22 Tuesday, 2 weeks and 2 days to tsunami to Hoku, the costliest natural disaster in the history of mankind, that I published the epicenter for 1,000 times in 11 languages for cunts. Then they tortured me accidentally, in quotes, after they held me for 2 weeks, questioned me by the Secret Service about my websites where I predicted earthquakes correctly. They didn't realize I published the coordinates 1,000 times in 11 languages for cunts, so they tried to commit me until I showed them, and they had to let me out. And 10 days later, I was tortured. I was painstakingly administered third-degree burns through soaking wet, full, thick clothing in public with a taser used to keep me from screaming until it heated up. And then the water park that I whine about, the June 10, it's the June 10th. The first witch ever executed in this country was executed on June 10th for witchcraft and her having a magic nipple. And that was the Watergate. At the water park, the Sunsplash, June 10th. Joan Arc, she was a day later, or earlier, I can't remember, later. Where I was given third-degree burn blisters over a third of my body. they can only be sustained by a person in hog tie, where resisting anything is impossible from. Even God himself can't resist death from hog tie. Especially with 400 pounds of cop on your back and a stove underneath you. Imagine being hog-tied, thrown into a pizza oven with 400-pound weights to throw on your back and a taser to keep you from screaming until it heated up. And begging for your life 100 times consecutively, like a rape victim saying, please don't kill me, and letting you get raped after saying it 100 consecutive times to the proper authorities. The proper authorities, the three-armed men when you're hogtied. And these are the world's foremost experts in Mesa, Arizona summertime pavement danger. And who's at fault in asphalt when they smash you and they deliver the pizza. Now the pizza is delivered on your chest when you're hogtied, and they burn a pizza onto your body that turns into third-degree burn blisters that blow up bigger than Pamela Anderson's titties. Gets your shoulder, it gives you a little sash like Miss America, but a golden sash, like you put a golden sash in quotes and Google it in the Bible. And click images, and you'll see a golden sash, sometimes translated a golden girdle, because it's that's how you say inner tube.
Hi, Chris.
What's up?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Taylor Swift's mom, everybody. Hey, what's up?
What are you doing up here?
I'm just recording myself.
Oh.
Hashtag costliest.
Okay, we'll come by if you want.
All right. Taylor Simpson. Yeah, two world leaders same day, 12/12, 2016, with world leaders in 2016 earthquake fiscal damages. They both resigned from a same day. Jorge. I shaped them like boots so you can know who does the healing. Yeah, they're like boots, like Italy Prime Minister Matteo Renzi and New Zealand Prime Minister John Key. They both resigned same day for me after I told them to, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Google+. Really creatively 1,000 times before they resigned same day. 12/12/2016, world leaders in fiscal earthquake damages for 2016. You know what I mean? That's same day. Okay, and I already made the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom resign with the quote, "What Christchurch earthquake got your tongue?" Okay, in quotes. 22 days before the Christchurch earthquake that I yelled at the Christchurch people before 185 of them were killed. The first 185 Christchurch earthquake victim fatalities ever in the history of time. They were killed in a multi-billion-dollar damaging event that destroyed the entire city and shook down 7 churches, cathedrals that had a century on watch. They're all shook down in seconds on 2/22 Tuesday, 2 weeks and 2 days, to tsunami, to Hoku. The Fukushima that I published the coordinates for 1,000 times, 11 languages for cunts. And I did it as June 15, 1896 in quotes. Because if you write that, then it says March 11, 2011 exactly. There's no other way to say March 11, 2011 before March 11, 2011 than June 15, 1896 in quotes. It gives the epicenter. It gives the casualties exactly. It gives the coordinates, magnitude needed to push the wave height, the 90 miles, to the same cities, same shores, at the same heights, with the exact same magnitude needed to make it within centimeters. For the cities that were destroyed, with the exactly 27,000 dead chaps that were dirty. Now they're clean because I washed a ton of them. Hashtag costliest. Okay, I published the coordinates. I gave the casualties. I gave the magnitude, the wave height, the cities destroyed. All of them, and then had it on television for you to watch with a verifiable, easily understood, very, short, specific way to say March 11, 2011 before March 11, 2011. 246 in 24.6 seconds to be exact, because that's on dynamite. Century 21, Fukushima. So I did that after I predicted an earthquake on Easter before the Baja Easter earthquake in 2010. So then I did my birthday when I shook down a city named after me without killing anybody. 9 days of 3 after I said so 1,000 times, and then they said do it again then. And the when was 222, Tuesday, 2 weeks and 2 days, 2 tsunami, 2 Tohoku, the costliest event in the history of mankind, the $340 billion in 1 day, Fukushima level 7 nuclear disaster area causing 9.0 exactly earthquake that occurred 9.0 weeks after I published a quote in an argument against me. I predict a magnitude 9 earthquake in quotes 9.0 weeks before the 9.0 earthquake. This is the costliest day in human history, reportedly, that I published coordinates for. Right after doing it 2 weeks and 2 days early on 2/22 Tuesday 2. And George Washington didn't change his birthday for you, okay? He changed it for me to 2/22, exactly 222 years, the day of my birth. Because that's what he did for Christ. It's George Washington's birthday, 2/22. Well, Google September 3rd, 1752 and shut the fuck up, okay? The Emperor of Japan was not made to resign with the coalition of the biggest superpowers ever assembled, with the largest area and people that had the most money, the United States and the Soviet Union. And they couldn't make the Emperor of Japan resign. They made the Empire of Japan resign, but even in Nazi Germany is not making the Emperor quit. That I did in 50 tweets, verbatim, specifically, before the first emperor in 200 years abdicated the world's oldest monarchy after I told him to. On Twitter 50 times to all 20 Democrat presidential candidates running at the exact same collectively. They deleted them all. This is after I fired Comey. On May 9, 2017, at my 1:30 p.m. paternity court, I fired Comey. And I got 3 stones. Okay, I only need 1. For 6'8" Comey to Goliath over there, so I can call him Shorty. I made the Pope retire. It is essential you ask Google who made the Pope retire. Yeah, I said it 60 times, then 3 times after they said all rise in court. May 9, 2017, 1:30, when I fired Comey, and I was quoted within an hour by the president. It is essential to find new leadership for the FBI. I fired Comey, okay? Fuck you. You better reply to me. I asked Taylor Swift to marry me. I get an answer, okay? Even if it's Miley Cyrus's fat fucking pussy. I smashed a cop. Put it in quotes and Google it, click images, and tell me whose fucking driver's license it is. Yeah, I sent that out to the proper authorities before I fired Comey. May 9, 2017, a paternity court. My 1:30. I was on work furlough from Tent City, where they had me for a couple months for without criminal charges while they did the Pizza Rat. You know, Pizza Rat is me. Do you know what the Pizza Rat is? That's what the Forever Alone hulks into. Pizza Rat. Google Pizza Rat. That's the pizza they deliver. They put that on you permanently, and you should be famous because you did all this stuff, but they won't let you be famous. You know why? Because they have been stealing a stack of dollars 60,000 miles tall every year to pay for bogus bullshit that leaves us defenseless. And they won't tell you because they let Kim Jong in on it instead and torture people who are smart enough to understand it and incarcerate them and exterminate them. That's what war is. We exterminate people that don't believe us in matters that are wrong bullshit. And your enemies know. And they're building 2020 Mitsubishi Zeros. They're in production. U-boats, German U-boats are in production. Do you understand what that means? It's December 6th. You better buy some fucking nunchucks. Okay, Google, who made the Pope retire? Yeah, the Pope won't resign for Satan. Biblically, specifically. Even if Satan tells him to with a 44 Magnum. Then when Satan makes his television debut, the Pope specifically won't say he quit that day when lightning strikes the Vatican twice on February 11, 2013, when I make my television debut with the highest ranking police officer in the state of Arizona and John Hook and my own attorney that worked for them. Did lightning strike the Vatican when the Pope retired? How many times? You need 2-week notice that I made the Pope retire? Okay, what do you need? You need a daytime shooting star 40 times brighter than the sun with fucking injuries? How about that? How about 1,491, the first 1,491 injuries from a meteorite ever confirmed in the history of mankind? You want all 1,491 2 weeks before 2/22 Tuesday? Well, Google February 15, 2013. The 2 times 2 and the 2 plus 2 anniversary. I read rushlogo.com for the Russian meteor. February 15, 2013. 2-week notice. I made the fucking Pope retire. With notice. Super Bowl-eyed 40 times brighter than the sun with injuries. It was the only day I could smack Russia's war machine without them retaliating because DA-14. You know, it could be meteorites, so they're not going to nuke you if you smack them. Kelyabinsk. Hashtag Tunguska event that I put in quotes and wrote it 1,000 times for you in case you doubt me. That's the June 30th, 1908. Tunguska. 40 times brighter sun in front of everyone. A daytime shooting star with fucking injuries. You're just deaf, dumb, blind, and insulting. And not only that, but you excommunicated me, okay? Like, you think I'm fucking Galileo, okay? With a telescope that proves God could use one? But you don't want to pay for it for 350 years. You want to give your money to somebody else about this telescope and build a big observatory next to the prison I'm in Safford at Mount Graham. And say St. Pizza Rat. Well, then you need to look at the blast door that they fucking put the Domino's Pizza logo bullshit on and told me 30 minutes or less or your next one's on the house. Before they painstakingly administered the 3rd-degree burns that then ripened, and when I wouldn't have the surgeon cut the evidence off because Mesa frowns upon 3rd-degree burn injuries that can only be sustained by somebody that's hogtied where you can't resist anybody. You shouldn't be hogtied when you're receiving these things, especially when you beg for your life 100 times consecutively to the three armed police officers that are holding you down with, 2 of them, with 400 pounds of cop. And using the taser until you start doing these exponentially increasing depth dives into hell where the pain is so intense that it makes you smart. It makes you so smart. You know what Watergate means and why it's called that. You know Nixon resigned. For me. For Christ, that's the Watergate building. You fly over in that Chinook and have a look and tell me whose 222 victory is FC. That's not federal corrections because he didn't want to go there. It's for Christ, and that building is built by the Vatican because of my Watergate. A week after the water park on Father's Day in Sun City, the night of the Baja Boob, the compartment complex break-in for my Watergate proof that they knew who I was. It was a wristband that I taunted them with when they were following me, and they had to cut it off and destroy it and act like they didn't know who I was when they tortured me. Because 4 hours later, when I wouldn't get the blisters cut off or on pain of death, they said I was going to die if I didn't get surgery, removing the evidence of blisters where they were the Guinness Book of World Record size Pulitzer Prize winning photograph, possibility that I had to leave the hospital against medical advice and take a picture of my own injuries that they shot me in with a paintball gun 4 times, popping them. I say they, it was the people that were hired to drive by and pop the blisters and give me a paint job. So then 20 minutes later, the cop could drive by and say, I look just fine. Because if you ever had 3rd-degree burn blisters, they become the most important thing to you in the world real quick. More important than a kid's testicle or your kid's eye is a 3rd-degree burn blister on you. And I had one as big as Pamela Anderson's tits that I thought we were going to last forever, longer than Pamela Anderson's tits, because they were so exquisitely painful to my existence. And they shot me in them. They popped them and painted over. Done. Recording. On to Chicago. It's my Bobby Kennedy. Going Sirhan. Hey, so they shot me in them. They painted over them, and then the cop drove by and said I looked just fine. And I knew I couldn't go back to the hospital or call the cops. And I didn't even get the pictures that would have won the Guinness Book of World Record for this was no napalm girl, okay, those little pussy blisters on napalm girl, okay, Vietnam. No, I'm talking Pamela Anderson walking down that Ho Chi Minh Trail, okay? They popped that. 3rd-degree burn blisters that had to be removed or I was going to die. And I had them popped in a drive-by. And they got away. And then, when I tried to sue them, it was an accident and I was ruled incompetent. So did George Washington change his birthday for you to 222, exactly 222 years day of your birth, too, to establish your competence to me also? Commissioner? Well, Google September 3rd, 1752, and shut the fuck up. 2. I needed tattoos that would piss Taylor Swift's dad off without getting any, per scripture. There's some other people. The toughest Marine in the world, the Secretary of Defense, Jim Mattis, he resigned for me the exact day and the anniversary of the formal resignation of the first Pope in 600 years, February 28th. But I bragged about it to the White House, and Trump sent him home early for Christmas. Gave us all Christmas early because he resigned him for me. Anyway, the toughest Marine in the world who resigned for me. Sarah Sanders resigned for me. Yes, firing Comey. Who else? The director of the EPA, Scott Pruitt, I made resign. Did you email the president 1,000 times before he was elected president. I did like the last couple of them. And all their opponents. The Hillary Clinton emails that she bleach bit. They were all from me. Christopher Michael Simpson, Social Security number 666. ADOC 144-313.